that, in a beautiful, sun-drenched garden filled with flowers of every color imaginable, lived a tiny little butterfly named Lala. But Lala wasn't like the other butterflies. While her friends fluttered about with wings painted like rainbows, splashed with vibrant reds, sunny yellows and deep blues, Lala's wings were a simple, plain brown. They weren't ugly, but they weren't spectacular either, and this made little Lala feel quite insecure. She would often watch the other butterflies soaring high into the sky, their brilliant wings catching the sunlight like tiny jewels. "I'm not as beautiful as they are," she would whisper to herself, her little heart heavy. "I definitely can't fly as high or as gracefully as them." So, instead of joining the dance in the air, Lala would spend her days perched quietly on a flower, just watching, feeling small and plain. One bright morning, the sky suddenly turned a dark, angry grey. A fierce wind began to howl through the garden, a gust so strong it felt like the world was holding its breath and then letting out a giant sigh. The wind tore through the flower beds, ripping petals from their stems and scattering them across the lawn. The beautiful, tall flowers that the other butterflies loved so much were bent and broken. Finding nectar, the sweet food that all butterflies need, became incredibly difficult. The bigger butterflies, with their wide, colorful wings, struggled against the powerful gusts. Their large wings acted like sails, catching the wind and making it almost impossible for them to land on the few flowers that remained standing. They were tossed and turned, unable to control their flight. But then something amazing happened. Little Lala, with her small, plain brown wings, found that she could navigate the blustery chaos. While the others were being thrown around, her smaller wings allowed her to be nimble and quick. She could easily slip and slide through the wind, ducking and diving between the swaying stems of the flowers that were still intact. The wind that was a monster to her friends was just a playful breeze to her. She darted through tiny gaps in the tangled leaves and petals, places where the larger butterflies couldn't possibly fit. And there, hidden deep within the protected blossoms, she found plenty of sweet nectar, her little heart filled with joy, not just for herself, but because she knew she could help her friends. With great effort, Lala collected as much nectar as she could. She flew from one struggling butterfly to another, sharing her precious discovery. Her friends, who had been weak with hunger and exhaustion, sipped the nectar gratefully. As they regained their strength, they looked at Lala with newfound admiration. One of the most beautiful butterflies, a swallowtail with magnificent blue and black wings, flew close to Lala. "Lala, you're amazing," she exclaimed, her voice full of genuine wonder. "We were all struggling so much, but you saved us." Another butterfly, a monarch with wings like fiery sunsets, chimed in. "It's precisely because your wings are small and nimble that you could do what we couldn't. You could get plowed could goad." A wave of warmth spread through Lala's chest, a feeling she had never experienced before. It wasn't just the praise, it was the realization that her friends were right. Her plain brown wings, the very thing that had made her feel so insecure, were actually her greatest strength. They made her special. They allowed her to be the hero of the day. From that day forward, Lala never felt insecure again. She flew with a newfound confidence, her brown wings carrying her just as high and as gracefully as any other butterfly. She still admired the beautiful colors of her friends, but she also cherished her own unique gifts. She learned that every single creature, no matter how big or small, plain or colorful, has its own special strengths. And true beauty isn't just about what you look like on the outside. It's about the confidence and kindness you have on the inside. Lala now knew that her strength was being able to help others, and that made her feel like the most beautiful butterfly in the entire garden. The story of Lala, the little butterfly, teaches us a very important lesson. Sometimes we might look at others and wish we were more like them. We might feel insecure about the things that make us different. But just like Lala, we all have our own unique strengths and talents. The things you think are your weaknesses might just be your greatest assets in disguise. It's all about learning to see yourself in a positive light and having confidence in who you are. Believing in yourself is the first step to flying high. Remember, everyone is special in their own way, and your unique qualities are what allow you to make a wonderful difference in the world. Thank you so much for joining me for this story today. I hope Lala's journey inspired you as much as it inspired me. If you enjoyed this little tale, please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you'd like to hear more stories like this one, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. We love sharing these adventures with you. Until next time, keep being your amazing, unique self. Bye for now.